So, at the end of this module, you are must have the following intended learning outcomes. Okay, so we have the first one to determine the fundamental concepts in material science and engineering. Okay, so kailangan po ma-define natin, matutunan natin what is the difference between material science and materials engineering. Ano bang pagkakaiba ng dalawa? Okay, so these two, they are openly mistaken as the same lang sila. But then, basically, they are different. Okay? So later, I'll have the definition of the two and then you try to conceptualize ano nga ba talaga yung pinagkaiba ng dalawa. Okay, so number two, you cite the criteria that are important in the material selection process. So on our design, how do we choose the material to be used? Okay, so basically we will be using this on your project study. Okay, on your third year level, you will have your ME project study 1. Okay, and parte po noon is the material selection. Okay, so paano ba natin pipiliin yung material on the particular project that you have. Okay? So, common ang ginagawa po natin is kung ano lang yung available na material, edi yun na lang yung gamitin. But then, ang tanong is, tama ba? Okay? Na-maximize ba natin yung purpose? Okay? Tama ba yung ginamit natin na material? Okay? The third one is to cite the 4 components that are involved in the design, production, and utilization of materials, and briefly describe the interrelationships between these components. Okay? So, dito po, makikita natin, okay, ano ba yung mga components, okay, ng material science and engineering, okay? And how are they used, okay, in the material selection. And then last, enumerate the classification of materials and note the differences between them. Okay, so we are very familiar with this classification of materials. Okay? So, palagi po natin yung kaharap, palagi natin yung ginagamit. We have the metals, the plastics, ceramics, okay? Even the composites. So, lagi po yan yung ating kaharap mga ginagamit. Hindi na nga natin napapansin. Okay? But then, let us dig deeper onto it and see ano ba yung difference nila, okay, sa bawat isa. What particular property meron yung isang classification as compared to the other. Okay, so at the end of this module, yan kung apat na yun ang dapat natin ma-achieve na knowledge. Okay? So let us have the first slide now. Okay, so what can you see about the pictures? So ano po ba yung nakikita natin din sa slide na ito? You may, you may raise your hand po. O ano pong meron din sa ating slide na nakapresent? Yes, Andrea?
Ma'am, ano po, iba't ibang types po ng lagayan ng liquid.
Okay, so you have here yung atin na beverage in different packaging materials. Okay? O, Mr. Alma. Okay? O ano yung mga nakikita natin dito na packaging materials?
Siguro po yung bali sa yung una po, yung scholar naman po, yung una po is yung nasa can po, so yung tin po, then yung second one po is more on glass, then last two po is plastic po.
Okay, so correct. So, meron tayong tatlong packaging material. So, we have the tin can, we have the glass bottle, and the plastic bottle. Okay? So, we wonder why, bakit po ba iba-iba yung lalagyan? Bakit ba hindi isang product ay isa lamang lalagyan. Bakit kailangan may iba-iba pa? Okay? So, titignan natin po iyan afterwards. Okay? So, we'll have an activity pertaining to this one. Now, so, what is the material science? How do we define material science? So, it involves investigating the relationships that exist between the structures and the properties of materials. Going back doon sa atin pong general chemistry, so makikita po natin doon yung mga atoms and molecules of a material. So the atoms, they are represented as spheres. Okay? So yung mga spheres na yon that make up the material, they have a distinct arrangement. So kung paano po siya in-arrange, okay, yun po yung tinatawag natin na structure. Okay? Yung pagkakapatas ng mga atoms na iyon, that is the structure of the material. And this structure, how is it arranged? That is responsible for the properties of the material. Kumbaga, kung ganito yung arrangement niya, it produces this property. Okay? So, kung nabago ngayon yung kanyang structure o nabago yung kanyang arrangement, ibig sabihin, mababago din po yung kanyang property. Okay? So, there is a structure and property correlation. Okay? So, yun po yung sa material science. We are after its structure and what would be the result. Okay? Resulting property noong structure na ganun. Okay? And then, what is its difference with materials engineering? Okay? So, materials engineering, on the basis of this structure property correlations, designing or engineering the structure of a material to produce a predetermined set of properties. So, sa materials engineering naman po, ang ginagawa naman po dito, we are after re-engineering the material. Re-engineering meaning you are to incorporate an engineering process, okay, para po mabago yung kanyang structure. Okay? Ang gagawin natin, i-modify natin, i-alter natin yung structure ng material. Okay? Yun po yung re-engineering. So, bakit natin i-alter? Bakit natin i-change or modify yung kanyang structure? Bakit? Kailangan kasi natin mag-come up to a set of property which is needed for a certain application. Okay? Para ma-tailor siya to a certain application, kailangan ganito yung property niya. So, paano ka makakaproduce ng ganong property? Alin yung babaguhin natin? So, it should be the structure. Okay? So, yung process na ginagawa doon, ang tawag doon, that is re-engineering. Okay? So, that is what is all about yung materials engineering. You are to re-engineer yung kanyang structure. Okay? By obtaining a process. Again, ang focus natin is to produce a predetermined set of properties applicable for a certain application. Nakuha po ba yon? Yung difference ng dalawa? Hello?
Yes po, ma'am.
Yung iba po. Kung hindi po tayo salita, you can have po yung icons dito, okay, para alam ko po if I would continue or still discuss pa or elaborate yung aking discussion. Okay? So, ganun po. Now, let us have the materials development. Okay? So, yung materials development po, it started with at the beginning of life, yun po yung tinatawag natin as the Stone Age. Okay? So, beginning of life after 3000 BC. Okay? So, wherein lahat po ng materials, okay, lahat po ng mga components, mga ginagamit po natin, they are all made up of stone. Okay? They are all made up of stone. If you have watched po yung movie ng Flintstones, okay, they are using only yung lahat ng made up of stone, bato lahat. Okay, even yung halimbawa, yung ating utensils, okay? Cooking utensils, okay? Hindi siya ganun ka-structure ang itsura. Kasi, kumbaga, made up of stone lang siya. So, hindi ganun ka-define. Halimbawa, a fork, okay? O, hindi ganun ka-define. But then, it serves a purpose, okay? So, simply a stone age, okay? So, yun lahat ng gamit, yun po ang ay made up ng stone. O, kasunod po noon is na Bronze Age, okay? That is 3,000 BC up to 1,000 BC. BC would mean before Christ, okay? So before Christ, those are the years before Christ arrived, okay? So 3,000 up to 1,200 BC. This one is the Bronze Age. When we say bronze, it's a combination of copper and tin. So when you compare, okay, when you combine copper and tin, you come up with a bronze, okay? So ibig sabihin po nito, there are those components, okay, that nai-replace po natin ng bronze, okay? So, initially, they are made up of stone. So, pinalitan po nila ng bronze, yung ibang component. But not totally eliminating po yung atin na ilang components made up of stone, okay? Next, we have the Iron Age, okay? The Iron Age is from 1,200 BC up to present, okay? So, ito naman po, okay, it makes use of iron and its alloy, okay? So, kasama na rin po dito yung the use of other metals and yun po mga stainless steel as the alloy of iron, okay? So, yun po yung up to now, ginagamit pa rin po natin. When we say iron po, sa Tagalog, we call it yung bakal. Okay? I know you are all familiar with it naman. But then when you say stainless steel, okay, ano ba yung stainless steel? So pagkakaintindi mo po, ano po ibig sabihin ng stainless steel? Justin? Mr. Justin Daniel. Hello? Justin Daniel Rivera.
Hello po, ma'am. Ano po ba?
Yes po. Apo, linig po.
Or na hindi po dinada po ng mga raso.
Kapag again, paulit ko ako.
Na
Justin Daniel.
Hello po.
Yes po. Pa-continue po, pa-continue. Binigay ko po sa labas. Kanina. Wala sa akin na. Hindi ba kasi?
Stainless steel po, type of steel po.
Are you talking, Mr. Justin?
Yes po. Type of steel po na
Napuputol kasi.
hindi type of steel po na
Okay na, pakiunod mo yan.
hindi po pinakalawang.
Okay, good. Okay, so yun po yung atin na stainless steel. Okay, but then, yung stainless steel and iron, basically, sa Tagalog po, we call it simply yung bakal. Parehas lang yung tawag natin. Question is, bakit po parehas lang yung tawag sa kanya? Where in fact, on the English term, it is different. Okay? Iron with steel. So, what is mainly the difference between the two? Pag sinabi po natin na iron, okay, it's man-produced na, it is a nature-produced na material, okay? So, it is pure form, in its pure form. If you see the periodic table of elements, you would see there po yung iron. But you cannot see there yung steel. Okay? So, ang pure form po natin is iron. Pag sinabi po natin na steel, okay, it is simply a combination, okay? Major component po niya ay iron. Then you simply add other elements, okay? So, major composition is iron. Kaya ang tawag natin sa Tagalog sa kanya bakal pa din. Okay? Whether steel o kaya ay iron, parehas lang ang term natin sa Tagalog. Parehas bakal. Okay? Ang pure form po, yun po yung iron. Okay? And it is nature derived. Okay? So, bigay yun ng nature. Okay? Yung iron. Pero pag sinabi natin na steel, okay? Yung steel po is man-made. Okay? Or human-made. Meaning, you add a certain element, okay, to the iron. Okay? And specifically, katulad po nung stainless. Okay? We call it stainless steel and not stainless iron. Okay? Bakit? Kasi, stainless steel na siya kasi hindi na siya pure iron. Okay? Majority of it is iron. But then, you add alloying elements. Okay? Yung alloying elements, it can be a single element or a combination of elements na dinadagdag natin. So, bakit po natin siya dinadagdagan? Okay? Hence, the property of iron. Okay? Katulad nga nung we all know yung iron, very corrosive. Okay? Once exposed to the air, okay, yung nagre-react kaagad siya sa oxygen and then producing rust. Okay? So, agad kinakalawang. Kaya, we come up now with a stainless steel variety. So, anong ginawa natin? Yung iron, dadagdagan natin ng alloying element to make it a stainless steel. Okay? Any one of you who knows, anong alloying element ang idadagdag natin to make a stainless steel? Anyone? Ano po yung i-add natin to the iron? To have a stainless steel variety. Okay? Carbon, any other? Hello? Yes, Janela?
Chromium po.
Okay, chromium. Okay, correct. Okay. So, okay, mamaya na lang, Alma ka. So, we have here, you add there yung chromium to make a stainless steel variety. Okay, so that is the one responsible making it corrosion resistant. Okay, yung sinabi po ni Van, okay, yun pong carbon, okay, that is also added to the iron. Okay, this time naman po, ano po yung effect pag dinagdagan natin siya ng iron. Okay? So, it promotes po yung brittleness ng material. Okay? It becomes brittle kapag dinadagdagan natin ng madaming copper. Madaming carbon. Okay? Yan. So, anong ibig sabihin na nagiging brittle? Mas prone po siya na magkaroon ng fracture or mag-crack. Okay? Pag dami po ng carbon, the more it becomes brittle. Okay? So, mas prone po siya sa breakage pag nilagyan mo siya ng carbon. Okay? So, we measure that amount of carbon on steel. Okay? That is how we verify or we determine whether the steel is ductile o kaya po ay brittle. Okay? So, iyon po yung para doon sa iron age. It is not merely pure iron, but then kasama rin po dito yung mga iron with the corresponding alloying elements. Okay? And then, eto po, simula po dito sa plastic age. We have there the plastic age. You have there 1940 up to the present. Okay? So, ito naman po is the use of yung polymers natin. Okay? So, it's plastic at saka po yung mga natin, rubber, okay? So, kasama po dito. That is the plastic age which started in 1940 up to present. So, we have there different types of plastics that we use nowadays, okay? So, yung katulad ng ginagamit natin, PET bottles, okay? There are those yung hard plastics naman, yung ginagamit natin for yung material ng mga monoblock chairs, okay? So, lahat po yun included dito sa era po na ito. Okay? So, why is there development na from the iron age, we go to yung plastic? Okay? Bakit po na-develop yung paggamit ng plastic? Of course, nakita is of course yung alam natin, if we are using the iron, yung weight niya, that matters. Okay? So, yung yung masyadong mabigat, okay? So there are certain applications that needs yung light weight material. Okay? That is why yung plastic po ay na-develop. Okay? So, yun lang po ay isa sa mga reason. Okay? And then we come up with the silicon age. Okay? So, dito naman po, along with it is yung semiconductor industry natin nag-boom during this era. Okay? 1950 up to the present. Okay? So, due again to the need, okay, kaya po nade-develop or na-discover yung isang material. Okay? Just like po, application natin on the electronics. Okay? So, sa electronics po, you have there yung nung una, yung mga cell phones, there are really big units. Okay? Malalaki yung units natin. But then later on, you would observe, ay, paliit na po siya ng paliit. Why? It is because yung mga ICs sa loob, yung mga electronic parts, napapaliit na rin. Kaya necessary that the whole unit ay lumiliit na din yung total dimension. Same thing with yung kanyang weight, okay? Since maliliit na yung mga ICs, mga electronic parts na ginagamit, okay? So, yung weight niya rin nababawasan na. Okay? So, and then we have here yung future. Ano po yung future? It is the use of the modern materials. Ano po yung modern materials? We have the nanomaterials, okay? We have also what we call the smart materials, yung biomaterials, yan. So, those are the samples po nito, okay? And this type of materials, the modern materials, yan po yung mas magandang gamitin natin on our researches, on our project study, okay? Kasi marami po yung hindi nakakagawa noon, okay? So, mas magandang room, okay, for our research studies. Okay? So, sa project 1 po natin, we may consider the use of those materials. Okay? Smart materials, biomaterials, and yung pong mga nanomaterials. Okay? Question po ba?
Wala pa naman po.
Wala naman po. Okay, good. So, let me continue now. Okay, so you have here the 4 components of material science. Okay, so on the slide, you will see there a material tetrahedron. Okay, so this is our tetrahedron. Okay, all faces are triangles. So we have how many faces? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is our material tetrahedron. So, yung mga sides, yung mga edges po niya, okay, they are marked as the 4 components of the material science. Okay, so what are those 4? We have structure, properties, performance, and processing. Okay, so yan po yung 4 na component. And as you can see on the tetrahedron, they are interconnected. Meaning, if you are to change one of those components, okay, then yung tatlo na natitira, mababago din. Okay? Kasi nga, they are linked together. Okay? So, ano pong ibig sabihin niya ang components na iyan? Halimbawa po. Okay? So, kanina po, sabi natin sa material science, it deals with structure, property, correlation. Okay? So, we started with, halimbawa, dito tayo sa structure. You have the initial structure of the material. Okay? So, that is the distinct arrangement of the atoms or the molecules ng material natin. And then, binago natin yung structure na yun. Okay? We modify yung structure. So, what happens to the properties? So, nabago rin po. Okay? And that particular property, ano po iyan? That is tailored to a certain application. Okay? So, ito po yung sa performance po. What about this processing? Okay? Alin naman po iyon? Di ba sabi natin, we change the structure of the material. So, what causes this change is the process that you apply to it. Okay? So, iyon po yung ating 4 components. Okay? You apply a process to change the structure. And then this structure will form a different set of properties which are required for a certain application or performance. Okay? So, yun po yung apat na component ng material science. So, changing any one of those, the three would be affected. Okay? Mababago rin po. Okay? Mamamodify din po. And then, you would see here yung heart ng ating components, four components. Okay? So, what is the heart of material science? Okay? That is characterization. Okay? So, what do you mean by this characterization? Ano po yung use niya? Bakit po andun siya? Okay? So, this will be used to test whether yung requirement is set, okay? Or yung mga changes na nababago, okay? You can see that on the characterization. Halimbawa po, halimbawa po, we change the structure. Okay? What is its effect on the properties? So, paano po natin malalaman? We need to test, we need to check using the characterization process. Okay? Halimbawa, I apply processing. Okay? I apply a process to the material. So, ano na bago? Yun yung kanyang structure. Okay? So, paano kung malalaman na nabago yung kanyang structure? So, you do characterization or testing on the material. Okay? So, again, characterization would be the heart of this four components. Okay? Structure, property, performance, and processing. Oops. Okay. Here is the material selection process. Okay? So, paano ba tayo ay mag-select ng tamang material for a certain application? Okay? So, first, you pick the application. Saan po ba siya gagamitin? Okay? Saan ba gagamitin yung material? Okay? So, yun dapat ang unang malinaw sa atin. What would be its application? And then, once you know the application, you have to determine the required properties. Ano ba yung mga properties na dapat for that application? Halimbawa, mag-sample tayo. Okay? Do you know yung yung process ng pagpapanday? Blacksmith. Okay? Anyone?
Yes po.
Okay, Alma. Can you please define to us paano ba ginagawa yon? Or ano ba yon? Briefly describe lang po.
Siguro basic knowledge lang din po yung alam ko based po sa mga napapanood.
Yes.
Bali po, siguro una po is yung melting po ng elements gagamitin natin. Then we need a shaper po para po sa magiging form ng ating certain metal or material po natin gagawin. Then after po nung mamelt po natin elements, ilalagay po natin siya dun sa ating shaper. Then we let it cool down. Then we need to, after po nung cool down po, kumbaga po i-grinding na lang din po. I-smooth na lang po, depende po sa output na need po na gawin.
Okay. So, thank you, Alma. Okay? So, we have there yung process po na yun. Okay? May kulang lang ng konti doon sa kanyang sinabi. Okay? Of course, if you watch yung movie ng Panday, okay, that stars FPJ. Okay? So, matagal ng movie. But then still, nag-play pa rin naman siya. Okay? So, it makes use of yung gumawa siya doon ng sword. Okay? So, yung sword na yun, paano ba ginagawa? Okay? So, halimbawa, yun yung application natin. We are to make a sword. Okay? So, yun po yung application natin. Okay? So, with that application, ano ba yung mga required properties? Kung gagawa ako ng sword, ano ba dapat yung property ng sword? Kung kayo yung tatanungin ko, o gagawa ka ng sword, ano dapat yung property ng sword na meron? Anyone po?
Siguro po matibay, strength.
Yes po. Yes po.
The strength po siguro po.
Okay, so dapat yung gagamitin ng nating material sa kanya must of high strength. Okay, it must be of high strength. So that is one. O any other. O, ako nga magtawag ngayon. Miss Kyla.
Length po.
Again,
Length po. Haba.
length. Anong ibig sabihin ng length? Ano ang i-consider natin for the length? It should be
Dapat po ang
Miss Kyla.
appropriate po yung length sa pinaka-shape po ng sword.
Okay, so it should be of appropriate length. Okay? O ano pa po? What other? Mr. Lasser Joseph.
Ano po, yung flexibility po at durability.
Flexibility and durability. Who else? Sino pa bang nagtaas ng kamay? Okay, Miss Althea.
Yun pong cutting ability niya po.
Yung cutting ability, it should be sharp. Daniel.
Yung mga components po ma'am, kalagbo po ng isang
Again? Ano?
components po ng gagawin pang bagay po. Determine po kung gano'n
Okay,
kadami
so
sila isang
yun yung kanya naman. Medyo malabo, anak.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, ay, parang circle.
Emmanuel.
Yung shape po.
Yung shape is to be considered also. What else? Jonel Perez. Okay? So we are after the material selection. Okay?
Yung po.
What should be the property of the material? Yes po.
Siguro po yung weight po ng ating materials para po hindi sobrang bigat ng sword.
Okay, so it should be less weight din. Okay? O ano pa? So some prefer also na yung in terms of the physical property, Jericho,
ma'am yung kapal po.
the thickness ng plate na gagamitin natin. Adrian. Hindi ko maintindihan. The others, pares ba yung narinig natin sa audio ni Adrian? O ako lang? Yes, Ken?
Yung surface finish po, kung makintab o magasay.
Okay, so in terms of the surface, yung smoothness niya, okay, that matters also. Yung iba, gusto pa yung makintab, okay? So, yan yung mga properties. So, yun po yung mga required properties natin na sinasabi pertaining to our target application, okay? No, na-define na po natin yung mga dapat na properties. So, with this, you identify now candidate materials. O, dapat po makintab siya. Dapat po magaan lang po ang aking material na pipiliin. Dapat po siya ay of high strength material. Okay? So, ilan lang po yun doon sa mga sinabi natin kanina. So, with that properties, we identify anong material yung makakapagbigay ng ganoon na property. So, you would say, yun pong yung steel alloy po, pwede po iyon. Kung yan naman po ay kung yun naman po ay lightweight, so I can use po na composite. So, pwede po yung combination ng mga materials na iyon. Okay? So, you can identify candidate materials. Okay? Mga posibleng material na gamitin that meets yung mga properties na sinabi natin. Okay? So, you can identify a single material. Pwede rin naman na maraming materials yung ma-identify natin na magkakaroon ng mga property na yun. Okay? So, ano pong isusunod natin after that? Naka-identify po ako ng 3, ma'am, na pwedeng gamitin. Next, you will have your short list of the material. Pipili ka lang kung alin yung talagang makakakuha ka ng pinakamagandang result. Okay? So, how? You check on the structure of this material and its composition. And then, say, if there is an required processing or a process na pwede mong gawin sa kanya to enhance its property. Okay? So, ito yung existing. But then, parang may kulang pa sa kanya. We need some process to do para maano natin, ma-meet talaga natin yung required para doon sa application. Okay? O ano po yung mga processes na yon? That changes the structure and overall shape of the material. Okay? Halimbawa po, you have your casting. O kailangan may ability siya para ma-shape ko siya ng ganito, na itsura ng sword na ganito. Okay? Ability na makuha ko yung thickness na kailangan manipis lang po siya. Kailangan po matalas siya. So, I was able to ano po ito, okay? Ipatalasin po iyan, okay? Kailangan po high strength, matibay siya, hindi agad mapuputol. So, that is capable of forming, joining, and the annealing process. It can undergo. Okay? So, yan po yung processing na sinasabi para you really could come up with yung as required doon sa application. Okay? So, ganyan po natin pinipili yung tamang material na gagamitin. Okay? So, magsisimula po tayo doon sa kanyang application, sa gamit niya. Okay? So, here is po yung process. So, susunod-sunod din lang po. Application, properties, candidate materials, and then the required processing. Okay? Nakuha po ba?
Alicia, na-realize mo?
Hello?
Yes po.
Okay, good.
Ayan. Consider the shape of the base. This is the point.
Ayaw lilipat. Wait lang.
This is a jump. Yan, no? Yan tong klase, Anisha ang naging given sa positive 1. Kaya din sa sinabing positive 1 ay jump. Pero din sa negative
Start the presentation mo.
sa negative 2, a point. At sa positive 2, yan. May vertical asymptote, so infinite. Nakita nyo na lang. Okay, you have question, you are raising your hand.
Same lang po yung kanya.
Mr. Harry Perez, do you have any question o wala na pala? Okay. So,
Okay, nakikita na po ulit yung screen. Yes po.
Yes po.
Okay. So this is the next slide. Okay. So this time naman po, these are the requirements for material choosing. Okay. How do we choose the material? Okay. So these are the requirements for us to choose for the material. Okay. So ito pong apat na to, this is yung material choosing. At ito yung mga factors na dapat natin na i-consider. Okay. So this is in a distinct arrangement po. Okay. So yung pinakataas po, that is the most important. Okay, down to the last. So, ibig sabihin, kung pipili po tayo ng material, ari muna po yung titingnan natin bago natin tingnan yung mga kasunod na yan. So, sunod-sunod po sila. Okay? Hindi po tayo pwedeng ito lang yung tingnan natin without having this first. Okay? So, ito po, halimbawa, ito yung pangalawa, hindi pwedeng ito muna ang titingnan natin over this one. Okay? So, iyon po ay sunod-sunod. This is the most important down to the last. Okay? So, what is the first one? So, the first one po is what we call the in-service requirement. Okay? When we choose the material, dapat po, it should handle the strength requirement. Okay? So, anong ibig sabihin? We have to consider the strength, the hardness, thermal resistance, and the ductility of the material, among others. Okay? So, when we say strength requirement or in-service requirement, okay, when we do the design, when we say we are mechanical engineers, so we design yung mga component, mechanical components. Pag sinabi pong design sa mechanical engineering, we are not after the yung itsura nung structure or nung component, but rather we are after the safe dimensions. Okay, so yun po ang tatandaan natin. Ang design po sa atin sa mechanical engineering, we are to come up with the safest dimension. Okay, halimbawa, you're asked to design a pressure vessel. Okay? So, katulad po yung mga water tanks natin sa bahay, okay, or even sa mga establishments na nakikita ninyo ng mga water tanks, okay, we do design that. Okay? Pag sinabi sa'yo, you design the pressure vessel. So, anong i-design mo doon? You're after, ano bang material yung gagamitin? Ano yung dimension niya, diameter, yung length, yung thickness ng plate na gagamitin. Okay? So, yun po yung i-design natin. Okay? Hindi yung, ano bang itsura niya? Spherical pa, cylindrical pa, or ay na form of a cube. So, hindi po doon. Or, ano bang kulay niya? So, hindi po yun ang ating focus. Okay? We are after the safe dimension. So, we do computation to arrive at this dimension. Okay? So, dapat po yung hinahandle natin should carry the load it is designed for. O, halimbawa, it is a pressure vessel. Halimbawa, ang design ay it should be capable of handling 1,000 PSI. Okay? So, dapat po ma-handle niya yung pressure ng fluid na nasa loob, which is 1,000 PSI. So, it will be our basis of design. Okay? So, yun po ang dapat na gagawin natin dito sa una. Okay? Na requirement. Kailangan ma-handle niya yung load na iyon. So, anong dimension ba? Anong thickness ba ang gagamitin ko para ma-handle niya, for example, yung 1,000 PSI na pressure. Okay? So, kailangan natin i-compute yun base doon sa requirement. Hindi po yung, ay kung ano lang yung available na material, yun na yung gagamitin ko. Ang thickness po ng available na pressure vessel or yung material ay 1/2 of an inch. Okay? But then, is that 1/2 inch thickness capable of handling the 1,000 PSI? Okay? So, yun dapat ang titingnan natin. Okay? Kasi, halimbawa, ginamit mo yung 1,000 PSI. Ang kaya lang pala ginamit mo yung 1/2 inch na thickness. Ang kaya lang niya naman palang i-handle is 500 PSI. Okay? So, ano kaya ang posibleng mangyari? And it would be operating at 1,000 PSI. So, anong posibleng mangyari kaya doon?
Explode.
Anong mangyayari doon sa vessel natin? Okay, so it would explode. Okay? So, that will, of course, ano ng mga accident. Kasi, hindi mo ginamit yung tamang dimension. Okay? So, yun po yung sinasabi dito. It should carry the amount of load first. Okay? Yun po yung in-service requirement. Dapat doon naka-tailor initially yung ating design. Okay? It should meet yung requirement. Okay? O, pangalawa po, kapag nasatisfy mo na po yun, pangalawa is the economic requirement. Okay? Economic requirement naman po would mean yung atin na operating cost. Okay? Kailangan mababang operating cost. Okay? No, kumbaga sa cost ng material, kung may iba-ibang materials dyan, pipiliin mo yung pinakamura. Okay? Pipiliin mo yung pinakamura but not sacrificing the service requirement. Kailangan nahahandle niya pa rin yung load. Okay? Kailangan, halimbawa, yung tatlong material, pare-parehas naman siya mahahandle ng load. Okay? Yung requirement na yon ng in-service. Pero, ang pipiliin mo dun sa tatlo, yung pinakamura. Okay? O, kaya niya yon pero at a lesser cost. Okay? So, that would mean, ang operating cost mo, mas mababa. Okay? So, kung mas mababa yung operating cost natin, ibig sabihin, mas nakamura tayo, mas malaking profit meron tayo. Okay? And yung company, of course, they survive kapag malaki yung profit. Okay? But then, sabi ko nga, pangalawa pa lang yan doon sa requirement. Palagi, una, yung in-service, which incorporates yung safety. Okay? Oh, so, dini po tayo, tsaka mo lang isusunod itong economic requirement. Okay? So, ano ba yung mga common scenario na nangyayari? O halimbawa, nagkaroon ng bagyo, nagkaroon bigla ng failure ng isang tulay, okay? Ano ang nangyayari sa investigation? Anong sinasabi nila? Oh, bumagsak daw yung tulay kasi substandard yung ginamit na materyales. So, ano ibig sabihin ng substandard? Oh, halimbawa, yung tulay may mga bakal na ginamit, reinforcing bars. O, ang kung sinabi substandard, yung ginamit na bakal, although gumamit ng bakal, is of a small size. O, kumbaga sa computation, ang required, ang diameter niya should be 2 inches, ang ginamit lang ay 1 inch. O, bakit ginamit lang ay 1 inch? Kasi, ang inuna is the economic requirement over the in-service requirement. Okay? Nagtipid. Gusto mas madami yung profit. Kaya inuna ito over this one. Okay? Kumbaga nagbaliktad yung payo nila. Kaya anong nangyari? Nagkaroon na aksidente. Kasi nasacrifice po yung safety. Okay? Nasundan po ba yan? Naintindihan po ba? Yes po. So, when we choose the material, huwag natin pong babaliktadin ito. Okay? When we are engineers na po and you are napa-assign tayo sa mga design na ganyan, so, this one should matter first. Okay? Over this one. Okay? Pag nasatisfy pa lang po yan, tsaka lang po tayo lilipat dito sa pangalawang ito. Okay? And to decide it, we make use of what we call commercially available size. Okay? So, what are those commercially available size? These are the ones, okay? These are the sizes that are available sa market. Halimbawa, bibili ka nung mga bakal, okay? Yung steel rod. Oh, so halimbawa, on your computation, you would say diameter po of the rod should be 1.35 inches. 1.35 inches. But then, if you go to the market, you would observe, ay wala naman ma'am ganitong size na 1.35. It would be 1.25 or 1 and 1/4 at saka 1 and 1/2. 1.5 and 1.25. But then, as you compute, ano ang ating na-compute? 1.35 inches po ang dapat gamitin. But it is not available sa market. So, ano po ang gagawin natin? We will buy kung ano yung available. Okay? So, kung available po ay yung dalawa, 1 and 1/4 at saka 1 and 1/2, siyempre, ang bibili natin yung 1 and 1/2 of an inch. Kasi yung isa kulang. Okay? Ito, labis. So, anong gagawin natin? Okay? So, dinadala po natin yan on a machine shop para mabawasan yung diameter niya, making it 1.35 as what you have computed. Okay? So, ano po yung cost natin doon? Okay? So, we have first the initial cost of the material nung binili mo po siya. At ang pangalawa would be the fabrication cost or the machining cost. So, dalawa po yun. Okay? So, to obtain the total, you add the two. Okay? Nakuha po ba? Now, yung pong practice na iyon, ay mali doon sa economic requirement natin. Okay? Kailangan kasi natin mababang costing lang. Iyon, dalawa yung naging cost natin doon. Kaya lumobo. Okay? So, hindi po siya tama dito sa economic requirement. Okay? So, ano po ang dapat na ginawa natin? Okay? The use of this commercially available size, okay? Yan po ay nagpa-follow na sa economic requirement. So, ibig sabihin, kung ang binili mo po is yung 1.5, you stick with it. No need na dalhin mo pa po siya doon sa fabrication shop para bawasan and make it 1.35. Okay? Yung 1.5 po is enough na. Why? Yung kung na-compute mo na dimension na 1.35, that is called, okay, the minimum safe dimension. Again, it's a minimum safe dimension. So, ibig sabihin, pag malaki yung dimension natin, okay, it would be more safe. Ang problema lang ay pag mas mababa, kaya hindi mo pwedeng gamitin yung 1.25 or 1 and 1/4 na standard. Kasi kulang, okay? Hindi siya safe gamitin. But then, if you will be using 1.5, it would be more safe than using yung iyong na-compute na 1.35. Okay? So, ano lang yung cost natin doon? It is simply the original cost of the material. Okay? So, yun na yung gagamitin natin. Mas mura, mas ano siya, mas safe siya kasi mas mataas yung dimension. Okay? And at the same time, mas mura kasi initial cost lang ang meron ka. Okay? Nakuha po ba yun? So, ang ano dyan is, bakit po ma'am, pagtaas pala ng dimension, ay mas ano pala, mas safe po pala. So, bakit hindi na lang gamitin natin ma'am ay 2 inches? Di mas safe po yun over that 1.5. O bakit hindi po yung 2 inches naman yung ating gamitin? Okay? Of course, if you will be comparing, okay, the price nung mas mataas na dimension, okay, it would be also bigger than that doon sa mas mababa. Kaya ang pinipili natin yung pinakamalapit na available size. Okay? Para po pumasok dito sa atin na economic requirement. Mapapababa po niya yung operating cost ng product. Okay? So, yun po yung paliwanag para dito. But then again, you should not sacrifice yung in-service requirements. Okay? The third one. So, the third one is yung industrial requirement. Okay? So, for the industrial requirement naman, ito po yung easily being assembled. Okay? Parang sa pinakamadaling term is it should be user-friendly. Okay? So, mas madali po nating i-mold. Okay? So, mas maganda. Okay? O mas madali po nating i-assemble. So, mas maganda pong gamitin. Okay? So, pag sinabi yung industrial requirement, it should be user-friendly. Hindi po yung halimbawa, ating i-form siya into an intrinsic shape. Okay? May required shape kang gusto. Kaso, hindi mo naman maiporma ng ganun kasi napakahirap. Okay? I-cast or buuin or i-mold. Okay? I-form. So, hindi yun magandang gamitin. So, you have to take that into consideration also. Okay? And then the last one is the deteriorate of materials. So it has something to do with wear, oxidation, and corrosion. Of course, pipiliin po natin is yung non-corrosive, okay? Yung corrosion resistant. Kasi this has something to do with its service life. Okay? Kung palagi po siyang madaling masira, okay? Or madali siyang mag-corrode, okay? So, maaapektuhan po yung kanyang service life. Ibig sabihin, magagamit mo lang siya for a particular time, hindi siya magtatagal kasi lagi siyang kinakalawang. So, mababawasan ng mababawasan. Okay? So, yung performance niya maaapektuhan. Okay? Another thing is, alam mo, yung biodegradability of the material. Okay? O katulad po ngayon, meron tayong mga city ordinance o bawal yung plastic. So, they come up with yung yung mga biodegradable type ng plastic. Okay? So, yan po ay kasama dito sa deterioration of the materials. Okay? So, again, these are the requirements, okay, or factors that you must consider when choosing the material. Again, yan po yung pagkakasunod-sunod natin. Okay?
All in all,
we have here the types of engineering materials. They are generally classified as metallic and non-metallic. Okay? So those materials that exhibit electrical and thermal conductivity, meaning they allow heat and electricity to pass through the material, that is considered to be metallic or classified as metallic. And those that do not, yun po yung non-metallic, which includes the wood, stone, brick, cement, rubber, and so
So, yan
forth.
ang
Okay?
ating conclusion sa evaluations natin kung
Yan, okay? So, these are the four general types of material.
How about
We have the metals, we have the ceramics, and the polymers, okay? And doon po sa gitna, you would observe, meron po tayong another type of material, which is the composite, okay? Ang composite po is a combination of any of these two. Halimbawa, yung combined metal with polymer, you have their composite. Okay, a ceramic with a polymer, it's a composite also, material. And the combination of the three, pag sinama-sama mo yung tatlo, it would be a composite also. Okay, so iyan po yung tatlo. Now, I want you to go back doon sa kanina natin, analysis, doon sa picture. You have your beverage in different packaging materials, okay? So, that will be our activity for the day, okay? So, let me,
step number 2.
ano muna, change yung akin na presentation.
Unahin
Wait
natin
lang po.
ang 2 from the left.
Okay. Do you see yung akin na presentation na bago now?
Anong sagot?
Yes po.
Hello?
Okay, 2 times 3.
Okay, yan. So, we have here yung katulad kanina. Okay, this time lang, specific siya to Coca-Cola. Okay, pero wala pong bayad yung Coca-Cola sa akin dito. Okay, so, we have here your favorite cola packaged in 3 different containers. Okay, so we have here yung glass, which is a ceramic. We have your aluminum can under yung metal group. And then this one is yung in plastic containers, which is considered a polymer. Okay? So you would wonder why, bakit kaya itong si Coca-Cola may iba-iba pang lalagyan where in fact, iisa naman yung kanya na product. Okay? Bakit ba kailangan natin may iba-ibang lalagyan siya? Okay? You consider only the same formulation, okay, for the cola, okay? Ano kaya yung magiging effect, okay, nung ating material for packaging, okay? So, yun po yung ating titingnan ngayon, okay? So, what you will do, yan, this would be your activity. You review the 3 kinds of unique cola packaging. So, the 3. And then, each one should come up with the advantages and disadvantages of using the material cited as cola packaging. Okay? So, i-compare and contrast po natin. Okay? We identify the advantages and disadvantages of using these packaging materials. Okay? To the cola. Okay? How can we compare them? Okay? You use the following design constraints. Okay? So, in many ways po, pwede natin siyang i-compare. But then, let us be specific sa anong aspekto po natin sila i-compare. Okay? So, you have here the design constraints. Okay? So, you focus on these 5 only. Okay? The first one. Provide barrier to the passage of carbon dioxide gas which is under pressure in the container. Okay, di ba po tayo pag nagbubukas ng Coca-Cola, okay, ano po ang naririnig natin? There is a fizzing sound. May lagutok, okay? May parang may hangin na lumalabas or may siret na naririnig tayo. It's the fizzing sound. Okay? So that is your carbon dioxide gas that escape doon sa atin na beverage. Okay? Doon sa lalagyan niya. Okay? So, you provide now a comparison between those packaging materials in terms of this passage of CO2. Okay? The second one, you compare them as to being non-toxic, unreactive with the liquid, and yung recyclability. Okay? 3, be strong and rigid. So, it has something to do with how you transport the product. Okay? So, i-compare and contrast po natin yung tatlong materials po na ito. Okay? 4, be inexpensive, including material and fabrication. Okay? So, considering those materials, how much would be the operating cost in producing yung ganitong klase ng packaging material. Okay? And then 5th, be visually pleasing and capable of being produced in varying colors and or with labels. Okay? So, since these are products in market, okay, so kailangan din makita doon sa kanya na packaging that it should attract more customers. Okay? So, dapat yung ating packaging material should be capable of having this pleasing labels. Okay? So, yun po yung kailangan natin makita. So, with the 3 packaging materials, alin po kaya would come up with yung pinakamagandang effect na ganito in terms of this one. Okay? So, and then, you're expected to everyone is expected to present their findings in the class. Okay? So, after po natin na magawa, so, you would have a PowerPoint presentation, okay, pertaining to this activity. Okay? And then, sabi ko nga, you shall have to come up with the advantages and disadvantages of using these packaging materials in terms of this design constraints. Okay? So, PowerPoint po ang gagawin natin individually. And then afterwards, we will have the presentation. Okay? So, on your discussion, ano po yung sinabi natin? Ano po ang kailangan natin aside from the comparison? Some prefer to drink in glass bottles, while some prefer it in aluminum cans, and others in plastic bottles. Okay? So, kanya-kanya pong preference. And you would say, may maririnig ka, ay, mas masarap pag ang ginagamit is yung nasa glass bottle, mas malasa. Hindi, mas masarap pag nasa aluminum can kasi siya ay mas malamig. But then yung nasa plastic bottle, that would be the most efficient kasi you can have it travel kahit saan. Lightweight, okay? And then they would say, mas masarap pagka ganito yung packaging material niya. Okay? So, why is there a difference in taste? Or is there really a difference in taste? Considering that is the same formulation, okay, iisa lang naman po yung composition ng ating cola. So, bakit nasasabi ng iba, ay mas masarap kapag ganito, nasa can, mas masarap pag nasa plastic or nasa bottle, o nag-iba yung lasa kasi ganyan. Okay? So, let us try to think of it. Okay? So, this is a very simple activity, but then let us do pay attention as to the comparison between these packaging materials. Why do we need to have these packaging materials where in fact it is only one product? Okay? Bakit hindi na lang siya mag-stay lang sa iisang lalagyan? Bakit may development ng mga iba-iba pang lalagyan na ito? Okay? Naintindihan po ba yung ating activity for the day?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. So, I'll give you time po to work on this PowerPoint presentation. Okay? So, I'll upload this classroom activity doon sa atin po na classroom, and then you check the design constraints, okay, para po magawa natin yung PowerPoint po natin. Okay? So, again, this is to be done individually po. Question? Okay, so pakitingnan na lang po doon sa atin na classroom. Yes, Miss Janella.
Ma'am, kailan po ang issue po ng submission?
Di ba, we are until 6 today? Hello? So, at 5:30 mamaya, okay, at 5:30, kukumustahin ko kayo doon sa inyong ginagawa, okay? Tingnan natin kung meron ng pwedeng mag-present, okay? So, pipili lang ako doon sa grupo ninyo ng mga mag-present, okay? Ipapakita po yung ginawa natin, okay? Sige po. So, you start po with your, work, and then let us see later, okay, kung sino yung pwedeng mag-present. So, i-upload ko po ito doon sa ating pong classroom, okay? And at the same time, naka-flash pa rin naman po siya dito, okay? Naiintindihan po ba yung gagawin? Hello?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, good. Sige po. So, naka-flash po ito dito, and then if you want to see the whole buksan nyo na lang po sa classroom. Okay, I'll upload it now. Sige po. I'll get back to you po mamaya 5:30. Okay?